Hi, welcome to the Old Geezer's Diary. I'm Chris. And one thing that's interested me recently is that I've had a couple of messages saying, will you do a bit more of your cookery? Because honestly, there's nothing to it. And I said, yes, I'll be glad to do that. But I'll just show you what I do. Doesn't mean it's what you got to do. These are not recipes. This is just simple home cooking. And it's essentially stuff that I like. I learned to cook many years ago when my first wife was very ill, and I tried to tempt her with nice food, or food that I liked, I guess. And I've continued to do that. I've always cooked food that I like. I do the odd roast, I do the odd slow cook, but I do a lot of cooking that's very simple and basic. And I also try not to get too involved. If I spend half an hour in the kitchen doing lunch, then I'm really a happy bunny, let me tell you. And one of the things that people have said to me in the past, why does your food always look kind of big on the plate? Well, the reason is that I use this size of plate to serve up on. This is actually a side plate for my dinner service. And the reason we like it is because it acts as a very basic and primitive form of portion control. We don't want to eat huge meals, but we like a plate that looks, fairly crowded. Well, I do anyway. And so that's what I do with this. I make I use a fairly small plate to make the meal look somewhat bigger, and it does act as a very basic form of portion control, so we don't eat what I would naturally eat if left to my own devices, which is actually everything in sight. So I'm going to do a bit of a roast chicken looking dinner today. Hopefully you'll like it. I know I will. We're doing 3 portions today, one for our neighbour Mary, who I will stand 6 foot away from and hand her tray to. So there you go. I suppose that's legal. I don't know really, but there you go. So there you have it. That is my utensil for carrying the spuds, or for roasting the spuds, because I do like roast spuds. And what we actually do is just toss them in, chuck them in. Don't worry too much about it. Just chuck them in, and I'll sort them out in a bit, get them back to good temperature, and then I'll stick an onion or 2 in with them. See if I can pick that up without damaging the oven. Yes, I can. Stick it back in there. Get that heating up, and we're underway. You can also see in there, I don't know whether you can see in there, I'll pick this up and see if I can show you. There's also some of those little pigs in blankets. There's only 3 of them out of the packet, 1 for each of us, because we're having chicken fillet strips as the chicken component of our not Christmas dinner. We'll have some veg as well, and see how that goes. What have we got? Well, we've got some fine beans, £1 a packet, but they're worth it, they're nice. And a carrot or 2, so that's what we'll have. We'll have roast potatoes, which have now boiled for about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll have chicken. We'll have little tiny pigs in blankets, and we'll have our other veggies. There you go. Bit of gravy. Use Bisto or whatever to make up the gravy, and that will be just nice. I'll show you a bit more as we go along, but first I'll show you this, which is the content of my freezer. It is some mini fillets, chicken breast mini fillets, which are cheap and cheerful and quite nice. Actually, they'll do us just right. I think there's a couple each for us, and if there isn't, well, one of us will go short and it'll probably be me. Does it matter? No, not really. So there's plenty there, and they only need to go in the oven for about 20 minutes before we dish up. So they're quick and easy as well. What I will do is just finish defrosting them. I tend to defrost things like this in as easy stages as I can manage. So I gave them about a minute of defrost, couple of hours ago and a couple more minutes since. So they don't really defrost with the microwave. They defrost more, I guess, by nature with the kickstart from the microwave. Easy peasy. Just stuck them in the microwave to give them another minute on defrost, and that should do it. If I leave it for until about 20 to 1, which is 1 o'clock is lunchtime, the only thing you do have to be careful about is washing your hands after handling raw meat of any kind. I'm very careful with it, because the word is that there are occasionally bugs in meat, and cooking kills them. So the trouble is that those from the fingerprint handles from the raw meat can pick up bugs, which you can then transfer. So you need to be a bit careful about washing your hands after handling raw meat. I have to say that I'm nobody's chef, really. I mean, from my point of view, I watch MasterChef with total awe, because I can't believe how people prepare things like that. I must admit I cheerfully eat them, but I don't know how to do it. But I'm not a chef at all. I just cook. I learned to cook for myself and my late wife many, many years ago. And since then, I've just kept doing it because I like doing it. And it makes sure, here's the thing for you guys, if you haven't thought about cooking, it makes sure that I get food to eat that I like. It's not food to eat that my partner likes, although she likes what I cook. It's actually food that I like, and I cook it because I fancy it. Sometimes I'll ask her what she fancies, and that's really good. But in general, it's down to me. Easy. The other thing I do when I'm doing beans like this, there's this cut end. Don't know whether you can see it properly, really. But there you go. It's cut end. It's gone a bit brown. I cut that off, and I also cut off that little bit on the end. I don't know why, I just do. But that end I think is quite worth cutting off, because it has, as you can see, gone a bit brown and manky in the time it's been in the bag, so worth cutting off. So now we've got about 20 minutes before everything's finished. So I'm going to get my sausages wrapped in bacon out, add the chicken pieces, and that'll be done. I'll also at some point turn over my spuds. Nobody can see, but there's a nice bit of chicken. My goodness, that's huge. Nom, 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 nom. Voilà. You see it, go on. I'm going to turn over me bangers gently. That. Come on. And like that. And this is a bit kind of bloody big. We're doing that one. And oh. So now, what we've got, I hope you can see this, what we've got is 3 sausages in bacon and a long piece and a short piece of chicken breast each. So we should be fine. Right. So now I'm going to get my spuds out and just give them a turn over. think you can see they look reasonably good. They're going to have another 20 minutes and they'll be cooked with oil on them as well, so that'll look better. I think proper big time chefs do it a bit better than this, but I'm not a proper big time chef, so I shan't worry too much. There we go. There is one more thing. Let's just start that in there. I've just got to do the carrots now. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to slice the carrots up, and in 1:05, I should go to dish up. There you go. What more can you ask? And the other thing I like is my Aunt Bessie's. I do these because they're quick and easy. Take 5 minutes on the top shelf. Don't need a baking tray or anything. Simple. Keep it simple. And there you go. The only other job I've got to do is to put my plates in, because I believe in hot plates. And get some cutlery out, dish it out, and thanks very much. That is all I have to do. It's a very simple process. I've been in the kitchen, I've been in the kitchen in and out for about an hour, which is exceptionally long as far as I'm concerned. But it's the roast spuds that have that effect. You have to really do them for 10 or 12 minutes maybe, and then stuff them in the oven for 30 or 40, at least 40 really, and you get a decent result. That's all I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is switch off the camera, make some gravy, let that settle for a bit and give it another whirl. It's all very straightforward, isn't it? There's nothing to it, and that's what I think the secret of cooking is, as long as you keep your timings right for meals like this. Well, there we are. We're now coming to the actual moment of truth. I'll put this on a plate and say, I hope it's nice. You never know, do you? Get the plates up. Ooh. Before I take the food out of the oven, I will just get a knife and fork on it for this one. And wipe a little bit of condensation that gets on the plate sometimes. Annoying. One thing you don't want on your plate is hot water, do you? Not unless it's mixed up with something tasty. So what we get is a bit of chicken, a piece, and another piece, a bit of chicken, a bit of chicken, a bit of chicken, a bit of sausage, a bit of sausage, and a bit of sausage. Bear in mind that we are old people, i.e. I'm comfortably in my 70s, but it's comfortably in her 70s, and so we don't need huge meals. What we really need is moderately nice meals, or reasonably nice meals, or possibly very nice meals. So what we need is meals that taste good and do us good. Let me ask you the obvious question. Okay, let me ask you the obvious question. What do you think of them? They look alright to me, don't you? I think so. There we go. Give them a little de-fat or de-oil, because I like them. Like the idea of that. How's it going? I think it's looking pretty groovy, don't you? I like this looking. Well, I can take my time a little bit with plating up because, of course, I did heat the plates, which means that the food is going to stay decently hot. Okay. And, of course, it's going to get gravy splashed on all over in a moment. core. I'm here to tell you, I think that looks spot on. So, that's it. That is what I'm doing.